All right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Praise the Lord. God's good. Yes. It's been an amazing morning so far. Praise the Lord. I want to just share with you some stuff that God's been taking us through, and it's been just like a journey, a personal journey of what God's been teaching us. And it's been just so incredible and just life-changing. It's all the principles that I've learned, that we've learned, it seems like it's connected finally. And understanding how to use the tools that God's given us, how to walk in the life that God has for us. So, I want to open up with James 1, verse 2. James 1, verse 2. My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations. And yes, it says trials, or in the IB, trials. Knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. But let patience have a perfect work in you, that you may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. So, when we experience trials, God wants us to rejoice in the midst of it. And this is something God was teaching me is the beauty of going through trials, the beauty of the refining fire of God. So often what I did was, if trouble would come, my first response would be to fight back and to try to fix this problem, and we're gonna just fight the enemy, and we're going to just get this done with. We're not gonna have any problems. Everything's gonna be smooth sailing. But God's saying to rejoice when we fall into, when trials come, when there's temptations, because it builds something in us. I think so often, this is what God was showing me, and it was just a powerful revelation. We had a weekend, we just took a weekend before the baby was born, because we thought we'd never have a time in our lives again where there wouldn't be children for a while, or even after that, it still wouldn't be the same. So we spent a time, and it was just, we had this weekend together, and God was just showing us this. And I had this mindset that I can declare things, and God's going to bring it to pass, and I'm not going to have to walk. If problems come up, we're just going to declare it. It's going to work out, and it's just going to keep on going. And God is showing me and just working my heart this time that He actually wants us to go through trials. He's going to take us through really hard times because He wants to develop in us character. Because if you think about when He puts an anointing on your life, He puts a calling on your life, He gives you something. Even like what Dad was saying, that he didn't feel like where he's at now, 9 years ago, he wouldn't be ready for it. If we don't have the character in our lives to match the anointing of God, it will destroy us. If you think about Samson, his parents and he himself and his parents didn't mature him, get him ready for what his assignment was in life. So the anointing of God came upon his life, and what did it do? In the end, it destroyed him. It ruined his life because he couldn't live with the anointing of God because he didn't have the character. So the anointing of God still used him. He still did mighty miracles through him, but his character was not in line. God could have done so much more. So God wants to take us through trials to refine us. So when we're refined, then He can use us so much more. And I was sitting there, I was like, understanding really, like, does God love me? Because, like, He's not giving me what I need right now. It was really bad. It was really bad. I was like, it was like a whole reprogramming of my mind. Because God wants to withhold things from us. He chooses not to give us things because He knows it will destroy us if He gives it to us. And He wants to develop in us character. He wants to give us the character in our lives. He does want to bless us. Yes, He wants to give us so much. And we don't deserve it at all. It's not our righteousness. It's not what we do. It's not who we are. Just because he wants to lavish his love on us. He wants us to bring heaven to earth. But for that to happen, he wants to develop in us incredible character so that we can hold this amazing gift that he's given us. So it was just a whole reworking in my mind and just understanding God will let us suffer. God wants us to suffer because suffering builds character. Like it says here, but let patience have her perfect work in you, that you may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. So when God works that work in you, and it works that endurance, learning how to endure. Enduring is not just like sitting there and the pain is there and you're just like, I can't wait till this is over. But enduring is pressing through the hard times, pressing through and remaining and staying your course. Like if you think about an athlete, when an athlete is working out, building muscles, building skills to do something, there is pain. They're lifting their weights. Their arms are burning. Their legs are burning. You can barely breathe. But they endure through that struggle so then they can do things that no one else can do. Because they've put in the time. They've pushed through the struggle. They push through when it hurts and it's hard so that now they can accomplish what no one else can do. You know, like the Olympics was on, and everybody in the world sitting there marveling at these people's skill. Like, how can you just do this? But this person, set aside from all the other millions of people watching them, this one person was willing to put the time, the money, and go through the trouble, the endurance, endure the trials in his life to accomplish this. So, yeah. So now he's on the gold medal stand. He has the gold medal, and everybody's like, wow. That would be so awesome to get a gold medal and be the best in the world. But no one else, these millions of people, were willing to go through what this one man was willing to go through, this one woman was willing to go through. Because when they walked through that trial, walked through the hard times, they were rewarded with the victory. So then, God showed me so much more just going through trials. So we want to turn to 1 Peter 5, verse 6. And this is the key when going through trials. Because sometimes we try to do it in our own strength, do it in our own mindsets of how do we get through this? Okay, this is a problem, this is what we do. Step 1, step 2, step 3, and then we can get out of this. You know, because it's human nature to want to avoid pain and increase our pleasure. But God wants us to go through pain to develop in us character. He wants to heat it up for us, heat up the fire in our life to make us pure so that we can have those visions, those prophetic words that he's given us. He wants us to fulfill every single one and more, but we have to be ready to receive. So, 1 Peter 5, verse 6. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time, casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. Whom resisteth steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. But the God of all grace, who hath called us unto his eternal glory by Christ Jesus, after that ye have suffered a while, maketh you perfect, established you, strengthen, and settle you. So did you see that last verse? That after you have suffered a while, he's going to make you perfect. He's going to establish you. He's going to strengthen you. He's going to settle you. That is after we have suffered a little bit. But I want to bring out this verse 6, which is so powerful, which God showed me so much, and he's still teaching me, is humble yourselves under the mighty hand of God. Humble yourselves under the mighty hand of God. Are we willing to humble ourselves? That's what God did in my heart and still doing, as he was just showing me all this pride I had. I was like, I walked in so much pride. And the worst part about pride is you can't see it when you have it. You think everything's fine and dandy, and you don't realize how much pride you have in your own heart. And it was like, wow, I have walked in so much pride. And God just took me through this time of humbling myself before God and repenting and like, Lord, I took advantage of you. I just thought that I could be this person. I could just declare this, that I could do this, and you're just going to cushion me while I do it. And just repenting before God and letting him work in my life. And just coming to this softness and this tenderness before him that I really want. I'm still working towards, still getting towards. So removing these layers in my life of, I want to just have a heart that's so tender towards God that he can move me wherever he wants. So he can reveal stuff in my heart. And one thing that I really realized too, we'll see here. And also, let's turn to James. One moment here. Let's turn to James 3. Is that James 3:10? Let me double check here. I may have done that wrong. Okay, I think it's James 5, 3 through 10. Hold on. Where did I put that? It was around here somewhere.
James 4:7.
Is it 4?
James 4, yeah, 6.
6 and 7.
Yeah, that's right. Alright, I don't know how I messed that up. Anyway, but here let's read this here. Verse 7. James 4:7. Submit yourself therefore to God, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. So, in both of those books, what does it say before it talks about resisting the devil? It talks about submitting to God, humbling yourself before God. And that's what God was showing me. So often when trials would come, something would happen, my first response would be to come against the enemy. Alright, this is the enemy. We're going to cast the enemy out. We're going to bind the enemy. Let's just get rid of the enemy because that's the problem. The enemy's here. Let's get the enemy. But the first step was never there. The first step of humbling ourselves before God. You know, like if you think about, the context is not the same because Jonah ran from God, so it's still not quite the same context. But think if Jonah's in the belly of the whale and he's trying to fight the enemy right now. He's in the whale and he's like, I just bind this spirit of whale. I cast you out. We break off this in Jesus' name. But what did Jonah do in the whale? He humbled himself and prayed. And it was through that humility that God provided the deliverance for him. And it's the same way in our lives. When trials come, God's been teaching us this. Is our first step. If something comes up, let's humble ourselves before God. And it's like that verse. If my people who are called by my name humble themselves and pray, turn from their wicked ways, seek my face, then I will hear from heaven. I will answer their prayer, forgive their sin, and heal their land. So let's humble ourselves before God. Let's lay everything before him. Allow him to work in our heart. Allow him to reveal things in our heart.
Amen. Amen.
Lord, just take away everything. Let that refiner's fire. It was like a couple of days ago I woke up, and for the first time in my life I woke up singing that song, Refiner's Fire. And it was the first time I felt like my spirit was singing it, like, I really want this. So often I was afraid of that, because that could really mess your life up, That's what I thought. It's going to mess my life up. This is really intense. You don't want to pray that unless you have things in order, because that could really get your life out of whack. But we want the refining fire of God. It's good to go through hard times. Because through the hard times is when God perfects character in us. God wants to bless us. Yes, he does. He wants to give us a heart's desire. But it's after he gives us our character, after he develops in us an ability to be able to hold the ground that he gives us. You know, like he said to the Israelites, he took them into the promised land, and he said, you're only going to occupy this much. I'm going to give you more as you grow, because he knew that they weren't ready to maintain it. He said that the wild beast will take over the land if I give it all to you now. So God only gives us something, some parts of our lives, until we develop the character to occupy the rest. He'll only let us accomplish part of what he has for us until we are ready for the rest of it. Because he wants that character in place, because he knows if he gives it to us, otherwise it will destroy us. So let's submit ourselves to God. Let's lay ourselves before him. Let's let him have his whole way in us. Let us show us anything that's out of line. Anything. No matter how long we believed it was true. You know, whatever it is, let's let him have his way. Have our hearts. Amen. God bless you all.